has a background in legal career with LLM in public and international law. She's also trained as a community coach with a certificate in women empowerment. She has 16 years experience of office work in administration, case management, prosecutions area. She's a former member of UN, specifically International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. That's where I met her, don't worry. We have a long history with her. That is called the ICTR, that is in Arusha. You see how she makes me international now. The International Criminal Tribunal Yugoslavia, ICTY, and the International Court of Justice in Hague, ICJ. Her most recent contract with the International Court of Justice was in January 2020. She lives in Netherlands. She is 10 woman in one. That's how her mother refers her to. That's interesting about. She is all in one, a proud single mother, besides a nurse, a teacher, a guide, a consultant, a counselor, a consoler of the family, and sometimes a storyteller. She's a lady striving towards her own definition of freedom and success, multitasking, open-minded, flexible, and extremely independent. That one I can say, that one I have testimony. She had recently been offered a very high and demanding position as a homemaker. It is a full-time job as well as night. It is one of the high demand and responsibility. It is one of very high demand and responsibility, but it has specs, one field full of kisses, emotions, love, and patience. Our job description is too long, very long. She's even left something that I thought she'd say here. This means she's not available to work for any company until further notice. Currently, she's back to school and working on 2 projects. Firstly, fabricates customized bed sheets and linen, and she's developing her own brand. Well done, Fatma. Secondly, she's working on development of an orphanage in Tanzania, East Africa, where she envisions feeding and clothing young orphans from ages of 1 month to 7 years old. She has come to appreciate that God is not only in the mosque or in churches, but is within us and in all his creation, and that it is in these places that we really find him. That's true. She believes that every one of us has got a divine mission to fulfill, big and small that can be. Let's take a chance. Fatma, that's a very long introduction, and I know you have left a few others, like the way you are. Is it a black belt? Huh? And people should see the way you are tiny, like you're a black belt.
I wonder myself.
You are a, is it black belt?
No, it's just, you can't do things like that without God and without having a stamina. So for me, I just sometimes sit down and ask myself, how do I do all these things? Being a single parent, being, living away from my home country. Mm-hmm. And this should be something really divine. Mm-hmm. And I, as I said in my introduction, every one of us has got something divine that we can bring out to empower others.
That is very true. And what is surprising is, like, you studied law, worked in law, doing legal stuff, but here you want to have your own brand, and in a line that you didn't even maybe study, and you're looking at even helping children. Like, how did this happen?
Actually, when I was growing up, I wanted to read. I wanted to do law and become a judge, but for children, not for other. So and thereafter I changed my mind, and I say, okay, maybe I will study psychology. Then I will talk to children and know their world. Then my father said, no, this in Africa, it's not possible because, people, they don't really put them, think about if there is something happened to you, they won't see it is psychologically, but then you won't have a lot of patient, it is just wasted. If you do something like that, you'll be a something west.
Yeah.
So then I say, okay, let me do law, and see what will happen. So I did law, and I had very good. I went out with a very good marks, honor, and but still something was missing, because I thought, no, I want to do work for, to impact, to encourage, to bring, to hold hands to those who can't, walk on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So I began to think about. I started in 1975 when I went to Kinshasa to my mother, because I grew up with my grandmother. My dad was there, my mom also, but actually my grandmother brought me up. So when I joined my mother in Kinshasa, I still had that. So I started to build up my own project to help kids. And at that time I was at the university, and also I was working in with a local radio named Raga as a presenter. But most of the time I would talk about children, talk about their rights, and write sometimes articles, to talk about right of children. And also I worked for Save the Children for a short period. And it was also help child soldiers, in my community, because there was this what we call kadogo phenomenon, which they will recruit their young children, to go for a war. So I started, slowly, and still I was doing my work, but has an admin, and has a assistant to a judge, but I was not really into doing this. So I kept my vision, and also my how can I say, my goal, exactly, my goal. So I wrote it down, and also started working on that. Then when I reached the Netherlands, it's also something very, very very special. Maybe I would also share. It wasn't easy to come here, but I was married to a Dutchman, and we have 5 children together. And unfortunately, we are no longer together. So when I reached here, I thought that it's an opportunity for me to develop whatever goals that I have of, building an orphanage and help people. So I started from home and the neighborhood, to ask clothes, to ask anything that they have, so I can send them to Africa. And when I was working at the ICJ, I had a good salary, of course, and that helped a lot for me to send clothes to Africa. I mean, in Tanzania, to help those people. And at the same time, I started asking for funds people that who knows me, who trusted whatever goals I have, asking for funds. So they gave me, some of them put an euro, some of them 100, some of them 1,000. So I got a plot. Now I'm building. It's not yet done, but I prefer not to talk more about it because I like to work in a closed door, and then after, people see what I have achieved. So it is on. I still send clothes, I still send food, and the project is on. But on the other hand, it is difficult for me to raise all those children. I have 7 children, but 2, they are already out from the house, and I have small ones who are still with me. And with the contract I had, it was not a permanent contract, so it has to end. But I was proposed to have been renewed to a new one. But I thought, because I want to work for the kids, I want to help, I need to have my own source of income.
Mhm.
So that I will be able to provide for my kids, and also to achieve my goals. So I started doing bedsheet at home. Actually, it's not something that I do outside. I do at home. I read, I go to YouTube, I see how they make it, and then I apply to I have quite a lot of clients, and I brand it with my own name, and I sell, and this is how I managed from being a lawyer to a Tyler.
Really interesting. I'm just seeing the connecting points from you doing law because you love the children. So you are being prepared to protect the children that you are going to take care of.
Exactly.
And you see God at play. Like,
Yes.
here is God saying, you need the law because you are going to have children. You need to protect them. You have to start here. And God is guiding your path.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And you being in media speaking, and you're just speaking about the children, like everything just placed properly for you to keep moving.
Yes.
And it's because you started, because if you didn't start, you wouldn't have all this journey and have something to tell. And you're still working on that specific goal. I'm so impressed by that. I'm hoping that others are inspired by that. And if they have, I'm sure they're saying something. This is really inspiring, because sometimes we think that it has to be in a specific way. It has to come all at once together, the way I want it. But God doesn't work that way. Sometimes God puts in a place because you need a certain skill for you to learn that skill, so that they can move you to the next place where you'll get the skill that you need. And this is really, really inspiring. I'm really, really impressed. I'm actually thinking that even when you say you are 10 in one and what your mother thinks, maybe you are. That's why you are doing all these things, because did you imagine that you could be doing law and at the same time you could be having an orphanage, and you're already working on it and making it a reality, so that these children can be taken good care of, even though you are so far? How does that work? Does it feel like it's a challenge? You're so far trying to have a project when you're so far. Is it a challenging? Because some people say, oh, I can't do this, and they just drop it.
Thank you for that. That's also what you said. It's giving me more of courage to be persistent in my goal, because it is very challenging to cut off yourself in many things. I have kids at home, and they are minors, and it takes a lot of strength to attend to all of them. Sometimes they all need attention, and being on my own, it sometimes drains me, you know. I cannot attend all of them, and then I have to do it to split them, or maybe to have one today, the other one the next day. Sometimes I do like I have a special day for every one of them. We can go out, we have a talk like two adults, but on the other side also, it's so demanding. Now I have been actually, I have missed a point that I'm also working with old people in Zanzibar, in Juamaza. This is the organization in Zanzibar who takes care of old people who lives in a very bad situation. And when I was talking to you, they were calling, unknowingly, that I've been online with you. So you see, I can't. It is just, so stressful. But if you don't love what you do, you won't do it. You won't reach your goal. So for me, I put love, then I ask God for guidance in everything I do. I ask God for guidance, and I put love. I hear people, out. I give them time, but this also needs to be really, really, really programmed. Yeah. And also, I explain to them that I do this and this and this. I'm available at this time. I'm not available at this time. So they know when they come to me, then it's for sure they will get what they want, because it has been scheduled.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have to manage time. I'm actually taking it. You have to manage the time, organize and schedule like every activity that you are doing, so that you have time for everything that you love to do. But now the question is, like, you are in all this, and now you are here on the other side creating a brand, bed sheets, customized bed sheets and linen. Now, where does that come in play? Like, how you love?
I love stitching. And I used to do it when I was still working. But it's like a hobby. I did it when we were in Arusha after work. Sometimes during weekends, I will bring someone inside, a tailor, a professional, just to help me, and explain to me how to teach, how to do to cut the clothes. And I used to do it like pajama for my children, small shirts and trousers, but only for the children and myself. Then it wasn't difficult for me to do it. So I thought, maybe why not try to have my own brand, develop something which is easy, to make a bed sheet. It's very easy, very easy. But you can, if you are creative, you can do it really nice. So slowly, I have a client from Finland who is coming actually on the 13th to come and collect her. He's a man, a single man who, and he said that, okay, I've heard from someone that you're doing it, and I have seen it from her, so I want you to do. He sent his money, so I brought the material. He was okay, so I have done it, and on the 13th this July he will come and collect what I have done for him. Very easy, no complication. I do very simple bed sheet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that is just too much. You've got these passions and you've got this hobby that you just do on the side, and it's still like giving you a revenue, building you up, doing the things that maybe you loved to do when you are not in the workplace. Very
Yes.
interesting, because a lot of people get stuck in one thing and then they don't know what to do next. And when they lose their jobs again, they have nothing to do. When they are coming towards retirement again, they're feeling anxious because they don't know what else to do. That is really, really interesting, because now you can still even go further and use your bed sheets, linen in the orphanage, and who knows what can come out of it. Wow. So
Exactly.
that is great, and we look forward to seeing some of your brands. Please tell us, so that at least and share with us, so that we can see what you are doing and we can celebrate you, because that is something that a lot of people sit back and wait, and you can wait forever while you are waiting for the right time, because there's no really right time.
There's no really the right time. You have, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, start even from small, you know, and the rest will come easily. And when people see that you have started, you will have many hands to help you out. And this is what I've been, experiencing. I see people, sometimes I don't even knock their door, but and then they say, oh, Fatma, oh, I've heard from this and this and this person that you have been helping children in Africa. What do you need? We have this, you can have it. Or if you need anything, let us know, and then we can be of help. So, and I'm grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that.
How does it feel like to be able to know that you are impacting on children, like you are actually impacting on their future, that this is a generation that you're building, you want them to have things they would otherwise not have? How does that make you feel?
Wow, that's a very, I'm a very humble person. If I would hide myself to receive thank you, I will do that. From what I'm doing, if I would really hide myself behind closed door, I would just, disappear and just let them enjoy and, what they have been receiving from what I'm doing. So I really don't know what to do. I thank God for that. And if I have to say something, maybe I would say they should say thanks to God instead of, me, because God is just doing using me. I'm just a vessel,
Yeah, God is using you to change their lives. I'm sure they will realize when they're a bit older, because sometimes you realize these things when you're a bit older, that God has used somebody to make their life for somebody else. Because this is an opportunity they maybe don't have, but because you are stepping in to make sure they have that opportunity. Well done for that. That's a big, really carries a big heart. You must have a big heart to see that these people will need my help and I can be able to help. I don't have the resources. Everybody thinks that you have the resources. And from your story, you can see that you don't have to have the resources at all. You need just to be resourceful so that you can be able to impact lives, lead others, influence others. Because this life, it's about what you are going to do to make the world a better place than you found them.
Yes.
I know there's something like that would touch you in terms of, do you still see that your career has changed from what you thought it would be to now what you're doing?
Yes, because I'm very conscious about that, and I'm happy that I have taken the right path, because it feels good to do something you like, you love. And when you do something you like or something you love, you do it perfectly. You give out of yourself, so that those who are receiving also, they receive something good. So to your question,
yeah, in essence, now that like your career took a path, maybe this is what you have been waiting for.
Yeah, this is exactly. So I am conscious that I have completely changed my career. And it's not hard to change, career from one to another. You just need to know exactly what you want for yourself and for others. Then you can do it. And I encourage, because women, we have so many things. We are goddess. I can say we can do anything, anything. When we put our love, into things, we do it well, and we can do anything in the world. Anything.
I think that is inspiring, because sometimes we can actually look down upon ourselves without realizing the impact that we have on others and the people around us. And by downplaying ourselves, we affect other people who we could have changed their lives.
Their lives, yes.
So that is a very good reminder that, remember, you have more potential than you can imagine.
Yes. That's true.
I'm so happy that you are actually adding value to the previous speakers, because then they are like speaking about the same thing and saying there's value in you and you can add it. And when you add it, you affect and positively impact the people around you.
The people around you. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wow. Wow. This has been a long journey. This is nice. I love what I'm hearing. I love seeing the big brand that I'll be seeing soon. Wow. International.
Definitely you will. Definitely.
You're no longer
6 months.
You're no longer stuck in the four walls. The world is open to you. And that's what you're saying to the other person who is listening to you, that the world is out here for you. If you're ready to step out there, get out of your comfort zone, get out of yourself and just out there and do it. Maybe somebody is looking at you and saying, Fatma can just do it because she's there. Fatma has everything. What would you say to that person?
No, yeah. It is not easy. In Europe, we don't have maid. It is you and you alone. So, but we have opportunities, of course, and means to do to achieve our goals. There's a lot of opportunities. That is true, but it's not that easy. You need to stand up. You need to start step, so that you can have what it takes to do. Yeah.
I am so inspired just seeing that anyone can go into a new environment and still scan through and see the opportunity and still link the opportunity to the dream they have and make it happen. And because that's what you are demonstrating by what you did. Your dream was from when you were young. You scanned the opportunity and said to yourself, I can make this a reality. There is a way. I have to be ready to step out there and step forward to do it and make it happen. And here you are speaking of what is happening, speaking of it. And like, if it's already happening, it's happened. So we can't continue saying it is in a dream. It is coming. It's happening. Because you see, the first step is start. That's it. Start now. Not yesterday, not say tomorrow, stop postponing. No, stop. Start. And then see things. People are coming, knocking your door because you started. If you didn't start, they won't know you're there.
They would. Exactly. Yeah. The foundation is important, and the foundation also, it's to put a foundation, it's very hard, but once it is done, then everything is easy. I would really advise even single mothers that they can do a lot of things on their own.
Yeah. They can step out there and do something.
And
wow.
Step out of their comforts, from their comfort zone, and do a lot of things to impact the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is so inspiring. I hope others are also inspired and challenged, and they can see what is actually possible when you say yes, when you stop underestimating yourself, when you
Yes.
believe that God can empower and give you the resources that you need. You actually don't need all the resources. You might not even know where to like how to go. You might know just the one step, because God has the opportunity to let you know that He is still possible. Whatever it is that you want to do, if you only say yes and if you start.
And if you
keep on
start,
saying, yeah, if you keep saying, oh, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll start the other,
you will
it's not going
never.
to happen.
No, there is then we are growing, and then we keep on postponing it. You will never do that. You have to start from small. Whatever you have, do it and let it be. Let it be. Yeah. And to top up on what I said, as I said, I do a lot of things. I'm also writing a book.
Wow.
And I'm hoping to have someone to share with.
We're here. What's the book about?
A book is about single mothers.
About single mothers. Actually, our next speaker is an author as well. I can see there's another speaker in the audience right now. Okay. So I'm excited that you're writing a book. I'm excited that you no longer underestimate yourself. You are saying, I'm going to do something that is different. You are saying you're going to do something you've never done because you don't have any other book, and you're still saying you will do it. Maybe you don't even know where, how, but you are there. Like you've claimed that place, that Fatma is an author. Next time you meet me, I'm an author.
I will be an author.
Yeah. That is inspiring, because a lot of people say, oh, I'm waiting. And we keep waiting until we are dying. We keep waiting. We're waiting for this, we're waiting for that, we're waiting to get enough money. We are waiting for our spouses to say yes. We are waiting for the children to grow up. We are waiting. We're just in the waiting zone. We are just in the waiting zone. We end up doing nothing. We end up doing nothing because we're in the waiting zone. Instead of saying, okay, this is what I want to do. I know I don't have all the resources, but I know if I step forward and start doing, it will happen. Then you start doing, and you start seeing the possibilities that have always been there. Because in us, or within us, we have been given that possibility and the potential. And when something is given to you, because it's like you are given this thing by God, He will not tell you how you will achieve it, but it is already in you. This orphanage was in you long time, but you didn't know it will happen. And now you are facing a situation where you're already making it happen. You were given this before. You didn't even know how it will happen. You didn't even know that it was going to happen. It is happening because it is already installed in you. And now we are seeing a book coming on the way, and I'm happy about that. And please make sure you share with us so that we can celebrate you, because these possibilities are what will help another person who looks up on you to know that it is possible.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, I can see Dorcas says, feeling encouraged by your work and your views towards life. I'm really inspired, Fatma. So that is the first thing. She's saying the possibilities of what you are doing. And I'm telling you, it might not be easy. No one said it's going to be easy, but the journey has to be started. Any other thing? Yeah. Any other thing that I could have forgotten about you? And you didn't talk about, you do karate, or is it taekwondo?
I do. I did actually when I was very young.
I know if somebody meets with you, you're like, you do this, and your body doesn't say you do all this stuff. I told you, you have a lot of stuff packed in you.
I did. Actually, I was about 17 years old, 18. I did like Kido, and then I did Taekwondo as well. But I didn't finish.
You are an interesting person. If somebody meets you for those things, in fact, if somebody met you and you didn't talk, like you didn't open your mouth, they can't imagine what is possible with you.
That's true.
I'm so happy, and I'm so glad that you accepted to speak to us, to share your story, and to share this day. I know it's your daughter's birthday with us. I was a bit worried, like, no, she's going to say no, she's going for the birthday. No, we wanted you. We wanted to share a piece of you with your daughter. So we are grateful that you give us time for that. I'm so happy. Unless there's a question, let me see if there's a question. And unless I've forgotten something, I'm hoping that people are feeling encouraged and they are inspired by what you have said. Okay, the emails are there for those who are asking for emails. So if you want to order customized linen and bed sheets, you can just look at the chart. You'll be able to get Fatma's contacts and you can make your order all the way from Netherlands. She can send your order. Any other question, comment from you listening, watching? And please just say where you're watching from. Fatma has come all the way. She's taken some time out to just be with us today. So please share that. Our next speaker is an author. So Fatma, if you listen, I can't see her in the audience. I don't know, maybe she has not joined, but our next speaker is an author, and she too has an interesting story. Maybe you can hear some stuff that will inspire you.
Yes, yeah, I will stay on. I'll stay on.
You can never know what somebody can bring your way, like Fatma is making linen, and you're like, what?
That's true.
I want some customized linen with my name and so forth. So you see, and I think the greatest thing about us when we discover ourselves, we like are free, happy, and like we do things, and people watching us, they're like, what happened? And you yourself cannot say what happened.
What happened? Exactly. You don't know. Yeah, it's just like I've started a journey and I'm here.
Yes. I know. It's like that feeling, like I just started and I'm here, but you don't know what happened before then. And maybe before then you are feeling like small, intimidated, self-doubting, and so forth. But when you start, you just see a big world. You just see the opportunity. You just see what is possible. You just wonder, like, what was I doing? Why were things just not working? But I think, yeah, it is so important to just start. And if, like Dorcas said, our earlier speaker, she said, ask the people around you. Sometimes they will help you. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think we will be, I can't see our next speaker. Is not online as yet. I'm not sure where she could be or what she's planning, because she was so excited today to say that one. I know she will speak. I'm telling you today.
She's on her way.
Yeah, she's on her way. I'm telling you, today's speakers, they're fully charged. Yeah? You need the energy to be charged because you'll be overcharged. And you'll be inspired, challenged, and you'll be like wondering, like, you mean my life, I've been just downplaying my life? What have I not done? What am I missing in my life? And I think that is when you discover that you have not discovered yourself. Because when you fully discover yourself, the things that you will do in your life, they will even amaze you. If you listen to
that's true.
to Helen when she spoke, and like she just she called me like when she had that feature in the newspaper, and I'm like, she would not see that possibility before, and where she had reached, she couldn't see it. And I'm imagining maybe that's the same thing, like you are here in a new place in Europe, you don't know where to start, where to end, will it work? Why are you here? Have you come now to the end of your life? Should you stop your life? And I think a lot of people are going through that, especially after 2020. People just feel it has come to an end. I need to put a full stop to my life. And a
Yeah.
lot of people are actually going through stress and mental issues because they want to give up on that. And their story is such an inspiration because after working with such big organizations, the UN, and here you are stepping out and saying, I want to be myself and I want to go with what I initially wanted. Take care of the children and impact, change their life, change that generation, because that's an entire generation you're changing.
Exactly.
And you are like, I don't know where to start, but I am starting. And now you have a plan. And now you have even to organize your schedule. Like I have this day for this day for that. Before you didn't even have all this. That's really amazing. Really amazing. Really amazing. 10 women in one. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well done. Congratulations and keep going. Don't stop.
Thank you. Thank
Don't
you.
have all the answers, but we know one thing, that if we keep going, the next step will become clear to our lives. So we have to keep going. Now, where is our next speaker, Darcy? Because I need, is there anything else I've forgotten before we take a short break as we look for, or maybe something I forgot. You know, I could have forgotten.
Maybe the floor is yours. So you know, maybe you have another question you want to ask. I'm here. I can still, while we are waiting for the next person to come into.
And just I'm looking at the question and answers, and I'm just not seeing any question. I'm wondering, the people who are here listening, maybe you have a question. Can we maybe have answers? Oh, there's somebody saying, my laptop went off. Nice to listen to Fatma at the end. I'm very inspired. Oh, that's Helen. She's very inspired. Her laptop crashed and kicked her out of the meeting. Yeah, she's very inspired. Any other question, please ask. These people are here for you, guys. People are here for you. You know how much I would really like be so happy when there's the opportunity to ask the questions. An opportunity. Ask questions. These people have done these things. They are doing these things, and that is why they are where they are. You can ask the questions. You can ask the questions if you have questions. For me, I'm happy to get to this point, see that you are moving forward and you're doing great things in the world. And you are actually impacting the children and now the elderly in Zanzibar. That's amazing. That's amazing. Maybe you can tell us more about the elderly. Is it a home for the elderly in Zanzibar? Is it somewhere where they are together?
No, it's not a home. It's an organization which help the elderly who are living in a very bad situation. They go and meet each of them. Sometimes they are sick or they don't have food. And sometimes they don't have medication. So they do door-to-door. Yeah, door-to-door and get to speak to them and then get to know what they need so that we can provide. Yeah, soon I will be posting things on Facebook, and that where people will know exactly what we are doing. I'm not there with them. I'm here, so it's not really easy to talk about it because I haven't actually done it myself, door to door, but I do it from far with what they tell me.
Okay.
Yes.
So whatever they need, you send some stuff and they can
Some
actually,
stuff, and then yes,
they can
I
collect
find
from there.
I found people who can help, and then we send to them.
Wow. The world is being changed by you and me. And if you're not doing anything to change the world, what are you doing? Because you can't say you're waiting for so and so. We are also waiting for you to do something. So that is interesting that you are still going out there to help another group of people.